In the past, we've talked a bit about the idea of Indigenous data sovereignty. Can you tell me about how events like today maybe help eventually reach that goal?
Well, this is all in anticipation that that's going to happen, and that we need people. We need to start as soon as possible to have young people become involved, to in 10 years, 15 years, or whatever it may be, to become the programmers, to become the developers. We can't always rely on the status quo, that we have to move. We have to do more things. And the technology world is there in front of us, so let's take advantage of that and let's use it to our benefit.
The lowest penetration of employment is in the IT industry. So this is unacceptable. So if we're going to change this, I think that, the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake is a leader in IT, but we need to start having conversations with grade 9 students, and we need to encourage them to get into the science and technology and engineering and math, so they call it the STEM programs. And so if we can embrace and encourage them in grade 9, in 10 years, these are going to be the people that we employ here in community.
When we think of the great things that we can do with artificial intelligence, we really need to put this technology in the hands of really creative people like the children that are in the room just behind us. I've seen a lot of enthusiasm and energy around the learnings. I'm really, really excited about the work that we're going to be doing with the Grand Chief, and Microsoft is so privileged to be here in support of this initiative.
There's some really exciting things happening. One of them is at the federal level, Bill C-92, which is the federal child welfare program that passed just in Parliament last week. What's critically important about that is that it really is, I think, an important first step towards First Nations having much more control over their children and keeping them within community. And I think that, some of you have talked a little bit about Indigenous data sovereignty. So what's, I think, critical about our relationship with BlackBerry and SAS and Microsoft in particular is the idea that Kahnawake becomes a national Indigenous data center, which is OCAP compliant, which talks about ownership, control, access, and possession, so that Indigenous data stays on sovereign territory and is controlled by Indigenous people. And so I think leveraging this $100 million data center that is here on sovereign territory allows us to have Canada's first federal government protected B data center on sovereign territory.